Hey guys, this is Alex the Maniac. My name is Ivan and today I'm going to present to you 5 awesome games that are free to play. So, to try to make this video as short as possible, let's get right into it. The first one is Wildstar. So there's no special order in this list, it's just 5 games that I want to present to you guys. It's not like the first one is better than the last one, stuff like that. So you see here you have 2 races in Wildstar that are battling each other over the planet Nexus. So you can pick one or the other. The gender class is also not locked, so you can pick either one. And you see here, I like this in an MMO. When you start an MMO, you don't know what you're getting into. When you get these little previews of your class, I like to see that, so you know what you're getting into, and maybe a bit easier to pick a class that you like, I let some of this in-game footage with the sound on so that you guys can get a feel of it. I'll spend a couple of minutes with every game, so just to give you guys an example and a little bit of a feel how it looks like and how it feels like. The Wildstar has this cartoonish funky look, and I kind of expected when I saw the graphics and everything, and I kind of like this graphics. It's fun, in a way it's maybe childish, but there's gonna be people who like it and people who don't like it. So if this is something that looks fun to you, you can always try it out. As I said, these games are free to play, so that's kind of awesome. It doesn't have tab targeting, as you can see here. Telegraphs everywhere. You telegraph your moves, the NPCs telegraph their moves, the other players telegraph their moves, so just a shitload of telegraphs everywhere. That's kind of how the combat in this works. But it is kind of fun because it isn't tab targeting and you have to move and dodge, and aim your telegraphs, right? And I don't know, I kind of expected with this kind of funky graphics and all, I kind of expected more like jokes and funny things to happen and funny dialogues with NPCs and stuff like that, but just doesn't have it. It kind of surprised me. I even watched some videos of developers who present to you some player housing and the customization in this game, which is crazy. It's really awesome. It has great player housing. It has awesome customization from, of course, your character to your weapons that you carry. You need to level them to level 15, so then you can start to customize the look of your weapons and the colors and whatnot. The mounts, you can customize your mounts, so even you have a same mount like anybody else, you can customize it with all kinds of funky stuff that you can put on and whatnot. And your player housing as well. You can customize your walls, you can customize your interior, you can turn your tables upside down, you can do whatever you like almost. So that's kind of a neat thing. And what I wanted to mention is, yeah, the devs made videos about all that, and they are also funny when you watch them. I watched a few just today, and they're funny to watch. They use this kind of style to fit in their kind of tutorial that they're doing, so it kind of all fits together and it was fun to watch. But when I got into the game, and I didn't go deep into this game as with also the other MMOs, it just takes a lot of time to do them justice. These are big MMOs, you need months to spend in them to know what you're talking about. But I just, in the quest, all the quests that I did, there weren't any, that kind of surprised me with this kind of graphics. But never mind, let's go to the other one, Guild Wars 2. So this game was actually praised pretty much, and it has also a different model. You see here you can choose 5 different races. It didn't have a monthly subscription payment, but you would buy the game and then you could play it as an MMO, right? So that was kind of a cool thing what they did, and now finally it's free to play actually, so it's pretty neat. It's kind of not fair to the people that bought it and played it, but yeah, we had to wait all this time, right, to get our hands on it. I included this little intro of the game because I wanted to mention something. It's just a small advice if you want to play this game. When you choose your races, and I made this mistake, that's why I want to bring it to your attention. This is the second character that I was making, and I included this intro just a little bit. I don't want to spoil anything. That's why I'm just also talking a bit over it, so sorry about that if you wanted to listen to it. But just choose your race and your class. Well, not so much the class, well, also the class. This game has a unique also thing with the story. Every race has its own kind of starting story and of course starting area and whatnot. But what kind of got me here, I kind of chose the wrong one the first time, and it kind of put me off the game. And when I wanted to make this video, I made another character just to see, you know, when you make and choose another race or whatnot, what that kind of looked like. And I liked this intro, and it kind of, you know, got me into the story, and I was much more immersed than I was the first time with the race and I choose. And when I chose the first race, I was kind of experimenting, and also I chose a necromancer and also a race that, you know, just kind of wanted to try it out, like go wild, you know, this is a fun game, it's free to play, I can do now whatever I want. And it's kind of was my mistake because I couldn't get into it. I was forcing then myself to play that character and to level up and whatnot, and just couldn't get into it. And as soon as I picked this one and I just wanted to do this for the recording, I didn't want to stop playing. I kind of liked it, and so just that one little feature, so I don't rant about it anymore. Just when you pick and choose, and here's my necromancer for example, just pay attention to what you actually would like most, at least for your first character. You can always then start another one. That's also the positive side of this game, is it gives you another story, you know, a different one, and you can then choose to play it all over again without, you know, being familiar with what's gonna happen. So it's kind of an awesome thing. But just for your first one, pick something that is close to your heart and to your liking, just so you don't make the same mistake as I did and kind of dislike the game from the start because you picked something wrong or something, you know. And you can see here you have your abilities. It is tap targeting, and you have limited slots to your abilities. The similar thing is also in Wildstar, but you can of course have a lot of abilities and then pick and choose which one you want to place or use, or which role you want to be and stuff like that. What kind of surprised me in this game, it has pretty nice graphics actually. I like the art style of it, but the underwater combat and everything. Now Wildstar has it also, but the whole world is kind of cartoonish. This one kind of makes me feel more, I don't know, immersive in it, you know, more real. Because, as I said, for Wildstar, it takes itself too seriously when it kind of looks like a cartoon. I don't know if you get what I mean. You know, this is a game where I could like more easily believe that story, you know, and that seriousness and kind of those heavy situations that you come across. But again, that's my kind of preference, so yeah, just putting it out there. So Guild Wars, it's got still a pretty nice player base also. I didn't play it also too much. I think I just got maybe to 10, level 15 the most. But as I said, I was at the end I was forcing myself to just play it because I picked the wrong one. And now to go to Warframe. This game, if you're looking for action, fast-paced, really responsive commands, just to let loose and go slaughter stuff, this is a game that's really gonna amaze you how responsive and agile and just what you can do with your character. You know, when you do a jump for example, and those maybe 1.5 seconds in the jump while you are flying, you can't do anything. Well, in this game you can almost like do anything you want in any moment that you want. So if you jump, you have also those double jumps that I love, but you can you know, change your direction. Or you can see here I changed my I jumped one way and then started to doing a roll in the middle of my jump just to speed up or to do something. You can also target, and then the time slows up a little bit so you can better aim at your targets while you are in air. The whole combat gameplay is really awesomely done. Now, one thing to have in mind with Warframe, you'll have to grind. You'll have to grind. Okay, you can put money in it, real money, and then you don't have to grind as much. You can just open yourself other Warframes. That's like opening other classes with kind of different abilities, you know. So when you kind of get bored with this one, you can then open just another one and then have different kind of abilities and different play style, so to say, so that it's kind of more interesting. If you don't put money in, you can open it in game as well, but as I said, prepare yourself for a grind. So if you like grinds and if you like fast action, fast paced stuff, this is kind of the game for you. You can do all these missions co-op as well with players, which in my experience I wouldn't recommend if you're playing it the first time. Take your time, do the first missions, and at least until you come across some missions that you can't do alone, you know, you see that you would use some other players to help you out or to do them more easily. You can change that in the upper left screen. You'll see that now, so I don't want to go into the details of the game. It doesn't make sense in these videos that are just a quick overview for the game, so not to go into details. But you can set that up and go solo into these missions, which I recommend, because other players, especially players that this game is out for years now and that have played this game for a while, they're just gonna run in front of you, slaughter everything, and you won't even know what's happening, and you're just gonna run around through an empty level, you know, where everything is slaughtered. So just because of that, you know, I'm recommending don't go in with other players immediately, at least until you get a little bit of a feel what's it like and what you have to do and what kind of missions you have, you know, and what they're all entail and stuff like that. But you can see here you have your bow. I have also my little knives. That's more for a stealthy action when you want to do stealthy missions. You can also change, of course, your equipment that you carry with you, and here you see I have a rifle now with me instead of a bow. So you can't take a boat, you can't have a bow for stealth and a rifle, so you have to choose which weapon you will carry into that mission.
Still working on it.
But it's a lot of fun, you know, change a bit. I love the bow, of course, but you see here the rifle is much more effective for these kind of crazy out slaughter fests where you have to protect something and they come at you from all sides and just hammer on you relentlessly. So it's kind of good thing to have fast shooting weapons with you at that time. But I was surprised. I was surprised that this game was actually free to play, because it looks awesome. The graphics is amazing. The ship where you're in, that's your base, looks awesome, and the fast-paced action and everything, pretty great. Now, Path of Exile. This game also took me by surprise. Well, kinda almost all the games here on this list. That's why I made this list. But Path of Exile, this is a game that also was here for years, and I just recently, well, maybe 5-6 months ago, found out about it. I was never a big Diablo 3 fan and those kinds of games. I didn't even play Diablo 3. I know the game, I saw it, I had friends who played it a lot, but I just didn't. And when I came across this game, I also wasn't compelled immediately to go into and play, and then I watched a few videos and kind of like what I saw. And when I started playing it, oh man, I absolutely loved it. And as I said, I'm not even a fan of these kinds of games, but this game is so very well made. And I don't have experience about it, but I just read about it. People are praising the whole store system that they have, you know, purchasing stuff and selling stuff. And there were also some kind of complaints about people who knew how to craft certain things and were using it without telling people that you can actually do that and then earning money. And I mean, it's it's a game, it's there for everybody. If you want to learn it, you have the internet, you have all kinds of options, so you can, you know, find that out. I don't know if they're actually to blame. There was some other stuff that they did that they maybe had that's not proven, but they did maybe had some insight in other people's inventory, you know, and then see if you picked something up that it's worth a lot, or you know, something like that. They would then contact you to buy it off you because you still didn't know how much that actually is worth, and those kinds of things. But yeah, I'm totally now off topic. This is not what I wanted to talk about. As I said, this game is praised for its all monetary store system and everything that it has about, you know, cash ops and pay to win, so to say, so that it's not pay to win, but it's just a lot of fun. It's a free to play game that you can sink your teeth in and have so much options, because you saw the first 6 classes that you can choose. They absolutely don't hold you to that class which you pick. There's a whole tree that opens up as soon as you start leveling up, that you can then add your points and go in whichever direction you want, so you can make crazy combinations. They might not all work, of course, you know, making a witch that is a melee, for example, instead of, you know, throwing magic, but never mind, the option is there. You can try it out, and you can see here the graphics also look awesome. There's this crazy atmosphere in these places, and you see here the story is also told by the visuals, and there's blood on the floor and bodies, and you know, and then you come across a torture chamber, for example. I mean, it's really well done. I was really surprised by it, and I was surprised actually how much fun I had with it, and how compelled I was to play more and more with it, you know. So just wanted to include that as well. It's kind of off the path of the MMOs that we seen till now, but yeah, it's definitely a game worth mentioning. If there is by any chance a possibility that you haven't come across this one and haven't heard of it, you know, this is where I just wanted to bring it back to your attention. And the last one, Blade&Soul. Now this one, as you can see here, has the preview again, which I absolutely love. I mean, it's absolutely essential for a new MMO when you're going in, especially when you have maybe in a lot of games you have just 2 slots, you know, you have to choose your character. I love that feature. And the other thing is character customization. This game has a freaking sick character customization. Anybody who is into this, and I mentioned this before in some of my videos, I'm not much into these things, but this is absolutely insane. Anybody who loves character customization in so much freaking details is gonna be in absolute heaven with this one. Like, this is for the eyes you saw there, and then the eyebrows, the look of it, and then the color of it. But that's not it. Oh, you want the makeup for those eyes as well, and then the type of makeup, and then the color of it, and then, oh my god, there is so much freaking customization. It just made my head spin. It's insane. So this game was actually one of the most anticipated games. It was waited on for years because it was announced in 2013, something like that, when it came out in Korea, and it was already out in China or something like that, and they said like in 2014 it's gonna be North America and Europe as well, but then it didn't happen. Then we waited, and then 2015, and at the end in 2015 the beta came out, and well, then they announced in January 19 we finally got Blade&Soul. So it is a bit an older game. It still kind of looks good. You can really appreciate that when you start the game and you're in these clouds floating on these big mountains, or I don't know how to explain it. It really looks beautiful. But most what people praise about this game is the combat system, and I actually chose the assassin, which kind of was a mistake. But we all want to be a ninja, right? This is kind of the hardest class to play with, and this combat system, you can see down there, I actually have like 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm still level 10 or 12 or something like that. And you would think like you had just 4 abilities, right? And so it's not much to it. It's easy, right? Well, it's kinda not at all, because it's kinda a combat system that has a lot of abilities pop up depending on what you used and in which moment you used it, and not only that, but in which position you are. Are you behind an enemy? Are you in front of enemy? Are you or in particular distance from the enemy? All that affects what an ability you get to use, or what the ability that you have will actually do, you know, or will you be able to use it, and so on and so forth. So as I said, the combat system is something that was really praised on this, and it is fun. It is a lot of fun. I should have started out maybe with a bit easier class just to get the hang of it, but still, it's I like a challenge. I do like it though. I like to be forced to learn something, you know, forced to get my teeth into it and to be concentrated on what I'm doing, and it is fast paced and you can do a lot of things. So the PvP, I can imagine, is a shitload of fun. So yeah, and one last thing, if you hoped that you get an MMO where you have kung fu and ninjas and whatnot and zombies, well, this is the game for you. Here they are, zombies attacking a village, and you have to fight them off. So, just kidding a bit, but yeah. That's it for now, guys. I wanted to bring you these games. I hope there's something that you maybe missed and didn't see, and I just managed to get your attention to it. So, yeah, hope you enjoy it, have fun with it, and thanks for watching. I see you all next time.